direction. Just look around and find at least something good. All you need will come to you. I'll never refuse you.
Welcome back to Two Canadians and Kafe Lise, a Vigor podcast. We're your hosts, Dr. Anton and DJ Spencer.
Well,
Hey, and this is episode 85. And today we're going to be talking about the new topic that came out this week, the big bomb drop from the Vigor devs. Bomb as in news, not disaster. Well, I guess depends on how you read it. The imminent PC release. They've announced that they are bringing it to PC. We've speculated on this for quite some time, and then they released their questionnaire just weeks ago, saying, "How do you feel about potential PC release?" And they did a dev stream this week and confirmed that it is coming to PC. So, woo, big news,
yeah,
big day, big week.
I'm super
Um,
jacked about it.
yeah,
I'm
well,
so excited,
absolutely, I am too. I'm looking forward to
and I just
trying it
can't
out.
hide it. I know. I want Vigor on PC.
Oh.
Vigor on PC.
Yeah. So we're going to just go over the announcement. You may have already heard this before, but we'll go over what they said, how it's being released. We're going to talk about what there's a special pack you can get to get this early access to it. So we'll talk about what's in the pack. We're just going to go over everything, rehash it a bit and give our thoughts on it. But before we go too far, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave us comments below. We do appreciate it. And yeah, let's get into it. So, Vigor on PC. Yeah, it was a big announcement. And make sure to check out the dev stream. They were doing a bit of a showcase of it on the dev stream. They had do you know who the dev was? It was the senior tester was on with
Thomas.
Thomas was on with Forsythia.
Forsythia.
Yeah. And they were he was doing and all the devs were playing in the new mode to show it. So he was showcasing it, and as they were talking about it, answering questions about it. So it's very exciting. Um, they said May. They didn't give an exact date, but they said May. They also said
I
it's only coming through Steam. Go ahead.
yeah. I will add that there was a date previously on the Steam page.
Oh, okay.
That as of
Got
tonight, it looked
removed.
like it got removed.
Okay.
But I will say this: so it's going to launch basically with next season. And little tidbit, as you all remember from a video I made about legacy seasons leaving, and there was a timer on the legacy season tab in your shelter. So if you go look at there, you have an idea of when the season is going to end. So
I think they might
it'll
have.
probably be around that time
Yeah,
because now it's
they
in
might have
single.
extended a bit.
It,
Yeah.
I
Just
will check.
because when I was looking at the legacy seasons, and this was this week, so it would have been a few days ago, it said there was like 28 days left, which seems a bit longer than it would have been normally. Because yeah, we're in the last third of the cycle. Um, maybe I'm just misremembering it because everything's been chaotic for me this last few months. So maybe my timeline in my head is just off, but I thought it was going to be shorter than it is, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, because the season launched. Was it not? It was in February, right? I think. And
Was it?
then
Oh, maybe.
so
That's the thing. It doesn't feel like it was. It feels like it was longer than it actually was. So maybe it is an actual full 3 months, and I just totally lost track of time. It's
yeah,
quite
February
possible.
6th was when the season launched. So
Okay, so you got February, March. Yeah, so March,
April, May.
April,
So
so
that's 4
May.
months. They
Yeah, but
wanted
that's
four
not
seasons.
but like if you were thinking for May 8th, that's not 28 days from now. That's
But that's not the date I said. That is not the date that was on the Steam page.
oh, I don't know.
I
Did you even
I
say a date
I
that was on the Steam
I am
page?
no, I'm not going to say what it was, but
Okay,
it
that's
was
fine.
not.
That's fine.
But if you do the
Okay,
math with the current timer, I believe it comes up to the date that
okay,
was on the
because
Steam page.
I'm just talking about when the legacy season says you have these many days left.
Yeah.
Um, that seems longer than the 3 months would have been. That's all. Which is fine, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, they mentioned that it's going to be early access for PC. For PC, it's going to be early access with it's going to basically be a kind of a wipe. So when you play the first season on this early access, it's going to be season 18, which was Isolation, Chronicles Isolation. That was just the previous season to what we're on now, and which I
It
had
is the current season that we're on now.
no, we're on 19 now, aren't we?
No, 19 is next season.
Are you sure?
18, I'm literally looking at the update page from February 6th,
Oh, I thought we
2025.
were on 19 for some reason.
No,
Okay. So
19
they're playing the
19 is
current
next
season
season.
then.
Yeah.
Man, I'm crazy.
They're going to
I lose it
so
all the time.
basically what's happening is they are going to get the season 18 because everything,
Okay.
as Doc was saying, everything is going to get rolled back or wiped.
Yeah.
But for those who buy into the early access, because early access is the only way you're going, or you are going to have to pay for the early access. It's going to
Yeah.
be $20, I believe, no matter which region you are in, like US, Canadian, Canadian dollars, whatever, is my understanding. Um,
Maybe.
and
It might be that if it's in dollars, it might be US. They haven't specified anything. They just said 20. So $20. It could be euros for people, but because with the price discrepancies for currencies, just seems all over the place to me. I don't know if they're going to like if it's dollars, if it'll just standardize on US. That means Canada will pay a bit more. I don't know for sure. They have, and I don't know if they've specified. Um, but anyways, it's in that
uh,
range, $20 on their
yeah,
website. It says 19.99. So
so you get the reinforcement pack, which has like cosmetics and actual inventory, and then after the season ends, so when the real release, the full release comes out, you actually get all that stuff carried over from that pack. So
yeah,
uh the weapons, the cosmetics and everything like that you will keep, and it will also come with a title, platform pioneer, I believe is what it's called. uh
Platform
and
Pioneer.
so it's just similar to what they did with the Xbox, alpha or beta. You had the founders pack, and on the Switch, as we all know, like PlayStation didn't even have anything like that. It literally went full release.
Yep.
But they're basically doing that now with the PC.
Right. So they just changed up the wording a bit. It's a little bit different badge you get. You do get a special, and we'll go over what's in the pack here. And it kind of to me it's sort of similar to Tarkov in when they do their wipes. If depending on what edition of Tarkov you purchased, those typically come with um, a bunch of extra stuff, which ends up back in your inventory in Tarkov. So for this, it'll be the reinforcements pack will be back in your inventory when they eventually
Yeah,
do the wipe for the PC and start it fresh.
yeah,
Um, and
and
at
it's a
that
one-time wipe.
point, it's a one-time wipe. And at that point, everything's supposed to be synced up. So all the consoles and PC will be on the same season, yada yada, yada, just like it is
Yeah.
now. Map rotations, all that kind of thing. Right. Um, they
Did you
also
mention? Did you mention
oh, go
that
ahead.
the weapon overhaul is going to be on the PC version?
I
So
I hadn't mentioned it yet. No. So
okay, sorry. Yeah, the PC early access will have the weapon overhaul work completed for testing and feedback. And I know myself, and quite a few people, like people pop into the streams and whatnot, kind of mentioned that it's kind of odd that majority are going to be probably new players, and it's how do you provide feedback based off of like an update that is supposed to be an improvement on the existing weapon gunplay, and you know, as we speculated and has been hinted, like it's going to affect movement and all that stuff too. So, uh, in a way, I kind of understand because in that way, it's like they have like a separate test instance type thing, but um, either way, like I'm gonna be getting it, so I'll be able to test, and I know
Same.
a number of people are interested in the PC release. So
Yeah. 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 There's going to be probably a large contingent that of the current consoles who will be, I'm sure, getting it on PC as well. A lot of the big name, the hardcore players, but also a lot of us casual players who like to play on all the different platforms will be getting it for sure. Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, they'll get to try out the new gunplay first, like you said. So people who played on console who will play on PC will get a taste of it, though it's going to be very different, right? It says like, okay, it's changed, but you're now using mouse and keyboard as opposed to controller. It's going to feel very, so you won't. It's going to be hard to tell if it feels the same.
yeah.
Um, did they? And I didn't. And I don't think. I think neither of us had seen the full thing,
Oh,
the
I
full
did. I
dev
watched it
stream.
live. I just watched it
Oh,
live,
you
and
did.
then I
Oh,
just
okay.
wanted to recap there before we jumped on.
Had they mentioned at all if it had controller support on PC?
Yes, PC will have controller support.
Okay.
I believe it. They said too. It's on listed on the Steam page. Um,
Mm,
but one interesting thing that was asked was, will um will mouse and keyboard now be supported on Xbox or the platforms, or the consoles, I
right.
should say? And the answer was no. There are currently no
Yep.
plans to support that. Which, like everything else, it's like who knows in the future, but currently there are no plans for it.
Yeah. I did hear that part, and yeah, I do remember that. That they said no, that's not going to be supported. Um, I and I
Oh yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, full controller support, Xbox controllers.
There you go, perfect. Okay, there we go. Good, good. I did because I did check out the Steam page and I did my reservation or wish list, whatever for it.
Wish list.
But I haven't fully gone through and read everything. That's my
Yeah.
bad.
I
uh,
actually I was actually on uh Steam, and I checked it out prior to the stream because it actually went live on Steam a few hours before the actual dev
oh,
stream.
okay.
So
Yeah, because they had a whole thing where they had their stream, their Twitch stream was live. I think 14
mm,
hours before they actually did
oh,
the was
it
it
was
more than
almost like
14?
24 hours. Yeah, it was
Was
almost
it
24
24
hours.
hours? Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't paying close attention to how long it was on, but yeah, so they had like a whole little thing
Yeah.
to get people anticipating for what was coming, which was kind of cool. That was kind of cool that they're putting a lot into this. They talked about that it was actually a third party um, developer that helped with this
Yeah.
port. So so it didn't take away from the current team who's working on the next season and getting everything ready that way,
Yeah.
which was good because as we know, it they do they are a small team,
Yeah.
so imagine them trying to like get out a new season, supporting all the three consoles, and then also try to push a PC release out. I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine how they would have done it. So
Yeah. They did mention that season 19 is not going to be as big as other seasons because even though, like you said, it was like a third party uh, team that did the PC port, the team did have to dedicate a little bit of time. So just to like offset that, um, 19 is not going to be as big. Like they said, I believe it was Pirate who said it on the dev stream.
right, right. That yeah. So that's really good. Um, but yeah, let's take a look at the reinforcements pack and what comes in it. So I'll just bring it up here, just be a little graphic, but we'll talk about what's all in there as we go. Um, and there we go. The reinforcements pack. So um, you're not getting a you're getting okay, you're getting a lot, but not a lot. You know what I mean? You're getting a few things, a lot of the major consumables uh, from most of the different rarities, because really when you're starting out, common is fairly easy to get, so it doesn't take you long to get a lot of the common stuff. So they don't include any common in here, which is good. When it comes to consumables, they range all the way from uncommon up to the special issue. Weapon wise, they're only giving you military grade and special issue as well. Um, even a knife, they're giving you the John, which is interesting.
So
Yeah.
I literally just noticed this. You're literally getting one weapon from each weapon class. So you're getting
Mm,
one rifle, one shotgun, one um uh submachine gun, one assault rifle, one machine gun, and one pistol and one melee weapon. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. And when if it's a special issue, you're getting two of them. If it's military, you're getting three. The military ones being the M249 and the Raffica. So probably the biggest w- military ones that are used out there. Um, and then for the special issue, you're getting the SVU, you're getting the Remy, ADR for the submachine gun, L85 for your assault rifle, and the John for your knife. So a good selection of weapons. Interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting spread of weapons. Uh, they the funny that the M249 and the L85, both use the same ammo type, which is good for consistency. It's nice to have when you have guns that can use the same ammo. But it also would have been kind of interesting if they had something a little different for one of those two
mhm.
uh, that use another ammo, just so to give you a bit more selection. You know what I mean?
Like the
But
RPK
yeah,
74.
yeah, that's a good. I love the RPK 74. It's probably one of my favorites. It's not heavy. Neither is the M249. Actually, it's not a heavy one either. Um,
You know what? I'm just thinking though. You brought up a good point that it's heavy, uh, and this goes back to the overhaul. So again, it's been overhauls kind of been hinted that movement's going to be affected and whatnot. Uh, so this is probably why they gave the M249 is because of the weight, just to see how it affects your movement when you have it. If you have the RPK
well,
74, it's one of the lighter machine guns.
yeah.
So that may be what part of the
Well, the
reason why the
M249 is not a
M249.
heavy class, is it? I don't think it was. It
Uh,
doesn't actually have the heavy symbol. I don't believe. I
I don't
could be
know.
wrong
It's a
though. I
good
thought.
question. It looks
Yeah,
beefy, like the graphic
it does look beefy
from
for
it,
sure.
but
Yeah.
no, that's a good point, Doc. Too. I'm not 100% sure, but
Hmm.
maybe that's why they went with that one. I don't know. Um,
But I do believe it. Yeah, you're right. The M249, if it's not heavy, it's still heavier than like the RPK 74, because there are different weights, even between the various classes. So,
yep,
um, consumable wise, you get some alarm traps, some decoys, and painkillers. So you're getting a little bit of a good mixture of the tools and heals for what they give you.
yep,
Um, Antibiotics, jammers, and caffeine. Uh, you get to play around a bit with the improvised mine. Interesting, they give you the improvised mine. They didn't give you any of the other explosives. Uh, they gave you grenades, but not like
the
the
flat. Well, no, the flash is there.
No, I'm thinking of the contact bombs and
Oh yeah,
uh the what are those things called?
booby traps.
Booby traps, thank you. Yeah. But the improvised mine's an interesting one because it gives you a bit of concussion, a little bit of damage. So it's kind of neat. And it's fun because it looks like a monkey. uh you got and then your special issue, you get some ports, frag grenades, smoke grenades, which are important, armor plates, and mortar strikes. Um, Now, because this is like they're just going to be starting out, they won't have any of these plans,
Yep,
so the gear fear will be real with this stuff. Yeah.
yep. And
Um,
as you mentioned too, like you're not having these plans. It's this is goes back again to like why PC was selected to test the weapon overhaul is again the lack of plans. Like now everyone's literally going to have to grind either crates or buy the plans or oh, you know what? They won't even be able to buy the plans
No, they won't.
because Pirate said that the general store is not going to be even there because they don't want people buying stuff because it's not getting carried over.
And it's gonna be
So
wiped. Yeah.
so you won't even be able to purchase them short term.
No, you're just gonna be able to. You're just gonna
So
hope you find the plans. Yeah.
yeah, just grind. My God, people are just going to play eliminations for like the first few weeks just to get crates. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
we're gonna have to see because I know I don't know I when I play on the other platforms, the PlayStation and the Switch, there are plans I'm missing, and I don't see plans very often in crates. So I don't know if it's just the type of crates I'm opening, or I haven't been grinding eliminations. So maybe if I did that, I'd have a better chance of finding the ones I need. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how fast those plans come out. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because like I know the last thing they've said on a dev stream about like weapon crates is your odds are best in the military and special issue. But
Right.
we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
N yeah, and, with that new title comes the Prodigy uniform. It's actually kind of it's a hard to, get a real feel for it. You get a bit of a look to it. It almost looks like I don't know if is that like a leather shirt or a leather short sleeve shirt? The way it looks, it almost looks like it could be leather, but maybe it's the vest. There's maybe a vest and then some kind of t-shirt you're wearing. It's a little hard to tell, but
Yeah.
then you have a popped collar. You got, I guess that's like a steel, um suspenders or something.
It's probably like one of those ammo clips or something like that.
Maybe. It just
That
looks
would be
weird for an
my
ammo clip. Yeah.
oh my
Maybe it's
God,
supposed to be an ammo clip.
what if it's like a rocket launcher ammo clip or grenade launcher clip
Oh
thing
man, can
where
you
oh my
imagine?
God, teaser, huge teaser.
Yeah, because the weapon he's holding is that's the M249. So it has a drum clip. It doesn't have like a belt feed. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting outfit. I don't know. I like the outfit. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of neat. And it'd be good to get a good 360 view of it when it comes out.
As someone who wasn't around for like the founders pack for Xbox, it's like I wish I had that. Um, but I'm
Hmm.
glad I'll be getting this one.
Yep. Yeah, same. No, I'm looking forward to it. So it should be fun. Um, and then we did also get the requirements, the PC requirements off of Steam here. Was it off of Steam? I think so, right?
Yeah, off of Steam.
Yeah, the system requirements, and
Yeah.
they're modest, but they're not
Oh,
so
it's not
most people
crazy.
should be able to play this. It's not crazy because even the high end graphics is you need to have like a GeForce GTX 1060, and that's a
Yeah, the
good 10-year
recommended.
old card, I think, right? The recommended
Uh,
one. Yeah.
yeah, it's old enough. And even at that,
Yeah.
like, I know, like someone pointed out that it requires an i7 type thing, but you look at that model of the i7, and it's like quite a few years old as well.
Yeah, it's not a
So
current i7. Like even the minimum is like an i7 as well, but it's like a 3770. That's a it's it's still those specs are still beefier than my old PC that I've been using forever, which has like a first gen i7 9 like model 920. That's it. So
yeah,
it's not up to these, but the video card I have would have been, but I have a
yeah,
gaming laptop
yeah.
now, so I'm good.
And if anyone does have a question, if like their processor is like good enough, like CPU benchmark, it's a website. You could punch
Yeah,
in like that and what you currently have, boom, you'll be able to figure it out quick enough,
you'll see where you
CPU wise.
stand. Yeah,
And
you
then
can
there's
compare
other
CPUs on there.
yeah, and then there's other websites too for like GPUs. So um yeah,
Yeah,
definitely check out those websites. There's a lot of tools that will let you know, but it is like not super crazy what the
no.
requirements are.
Right. So, which also, I'm really kind of curious how it's going to look because when you consider that, like the Xbox Series X, the next gen, um, you know, totally way beyond that, those kind of specs. So it's probably not going to have the same kind of improvements that the Series X has. You know, because we have on the Series X what 4K um, gaming, right? Like you can play in 4K or you can play in 120 hertz.
One FPS,
Yeah,
I believe, is what it is, that setting is. Um, but the thing is, though, is on the Series X is it's not a true. I believe it's not a true native build, is what like it says. So it's not like specifically for next gen. And as Forsythia said, is like,
true.
well, really, it's current gen because it's been around so long now.
Yeah, I
Um,
guess it's not no longer next gen. That's
but
true. You know.
but yeah, but like, there's no PlayStation next gen update. Uh, there's
Yeah.
no native build for it. So which honestly, like I know we haven't talked about it, but like crossplay, I thought I was under the assumption that part of PlayStation's requirements for crossplay now was that you had to have a PlayStation 5 native build type thing, to
I
like
don't know.
basically like get, like, is one of those
Right.
hurdles or benchmarks that you have to have. And we don't have that. So what if later this year there is one? But I'm just assuming,
Yeah.
but maybe that isn't actually a requirement. Um,
I wonder. Yeah,
who
and
knows?
it also, I guess, it also depends on how they're doing the crossplay too. Because when it comes to, and I don't know how any of this works in the back end, but because there are games that do have like crossplay with like say PC and PlayStation, or like, and it's weird because sometimes it'll be like you can crossplay between PC and PlayStation, but not PlayStation and Xbox, or you can do PC and Xbox, you know, that kind of thing. It can be a little weird that way. So I
Yeah.
wonder if it has anything to do with where this who's hosting the servers. Is it like, is it Sony servers that is doing the hosting? Then you know it might have different requirements than if they're like another set of hosts. I don't know how
Yeah.
that
W-
works.
w- Well, I think it's more like the platform requirements where it's like they're the ones
Yeah,
who set the guidelines, where it's like, okay, um you can do cross platform or crossplay as long as you meet certain benchmarks or whatever. And if you don't, then this has to happen this way and blah 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 and whatnot. So I don't think it's the games that kind of decide. And like Vigor, like they use like a third party for their servers type thing, hosting, if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. So it's not like like PlayStation or Sony owns them, or Xbox owns the servers. Um, yeah, so I'm kind
Hmm.
of interested on all that, how it goes down.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, and when they said when the PC version comes out, there's not going to be crossplay at first because it's going to be early access. But they do intend to have crossplay. Obviously, they, I don't think they specifically said it'd be the next season when everything syncs up, but they do plan to have the crossplay at some point.
At
Um,
this year, because they said they want to stick
yeah,
with the they didn't call it a roadmap, the video that they had at the beginning of the year, but it's essentially a roadmap.
yeah, yeah. It's not a roadmap, but it's
Yeah,
kind of a roadmap. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, and then there was a lot of questions around that, and then yeah, they said yes, you'll be able to turn the crossplay off, so you don't have um, crossplay with PC. To me, there it still reads ambiguous. I know on their website, it's addressing the PC and console crossplay, and it says you can turn it off. Um, when I read it, I kind of read it that it doesn't specify that it's just between PC and cross, but
Yeah.
you're going to be able to turn something off, so so you don't have to worry about cross playing with
Yeah.
PC.
Yeah, at
That's the
least that.
important thing.
I
Yeah,
think it's they kind of mentioned it too. I think on the dev stream was it's kind of like open ended. Like they're not 100%
yeah.
sure it's not done.
Yeah,
So
they're figuring it out too. So I'm sure it's going to take some different forms as they go, as they see what's capable, what's possible, and what's not.
yeah,
Um, you see the Switch players, a lot of Switch players are used to it and can do really well, but there's a lot of Switch players that probably like have enough bad enough time with Xbox as it is.
yeah,
Throw PC and PlayStation at them too is like, oh, poor Switch players.
yeah. And this is the one question too I kind of have, and like we talked about it before, is like for the opt out, like is it to what extent, right? Is like
Yeah, yeah,
are when you're opting out, is like can you opt out of like I don't want to play against PlayStation people, or like does that mean are you just playing against your own like your own platform? But then
right.
like my biggest thing too is like let's say you're a Switch player and you opt out of all crossplay, like literally like I just want to play against Switch play. One, it's like what's the player base on the Switch like these days? What
Yeah,
is the queue time going to be like? Oh my
yeah.
god, like the way the matchmaking works right now for Switch is basically you start queuing up, and then uh it looks for just Switch players for like the first minute and a half, I believe.
It
Like
takes a long time too.
this has been like this was discussed like probably 2 years ago for the matchmaking. So maybe this has changed, but it would look specifically just for Switch players to make a lobby for like a minute and 30, and then after that, then it starts adding like okay, let's accept some Xbox players to pop up the lobby. So it's like
Yeah.
what would like the wait times be on some of those? Because like I know some people like they'll try to queue into the games and they're like, okay, I'm gonna queue in like a minute and 40 seconds in before you do your countdown, and
Yep.
I'll probably get in because I can't get a full lobby, and I'm like, oh my god, like
And it
so that
seems,
that would be my question is like
yeah,
is that going to be a reality where it's like specifically like platform, can you opt out of all those other console crossplays? But like
right.
the question that was answered 100% was like PC versus any console that is opt outable, clear to opt out.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because it was
So that'll
oh
be
my
good.
god, I the dev stream. Oh my god, how many questions were asked? Like specifically just that. It was like mind blowing. And it's like,
And yeah, I
and
always
even
cringe
after
when
the
I'm,
fact,
yeah,
like on social media, like the amount of like Reddit, Twitter, X, like whatever social media platform, like the amount of questions I saw, oh my god. And it's like they literally came out with a blog post just to answer that question because like people like wanted to know. So
yeah. Yeah, I always cringe when we're watching like VODs, because I see the question, like oh man, people are just animals. I tell you, they just don't know how to act like in civilized society in any way. Like the
yeah,
devs take such. Hopefully, they're not. There's somebody there definitely moderating because they have to
yeah,
read everything. So I feel sorry for that person. I hope they,
yeah.
you know, get a beer afterwards because they need it after those streams because people are just
And Doc,
yeah.
the funny thing too is like if you're not watching live too, you won't even see the deleted messages
True.
because the
Yeah.
deleted messages don't get tracked in the VOD. So it's like
Yeah.
not that I don't recall there being like a ton of messages being deleted, but
That needed
either
to
way,
be deleted.
anyways,
That's
yeah,
good. Yeah, but still, there's always some which is just
yeah.
uh anyways. But yeah, yeah, there we go for that part. But it is very exciting and I'm really looking forward to it. What else was there to see here? Let's take a peek. Um yeah, they are going to be using something called Easy Anti-Cheat for PC. That's a
Yeah.
an anti-cheat system that's been around for quite some time.
Yeah,
Uh,
that had the remote what is it? The remote execution bug or something like that what was it, like a
yeah,
Apex
I
tournament
remember
or
that.
something like that? Someone was like that is like a month ago or something like that. I
Yeah,
know Hunt Showdown actually uses it too, so um but yeah, that is what they are going to be using.
yeah. Well, I didn't because I don't. I know there's lots. There are different anti-cheat systems out there. and I don't know how many of them uh are dependent upon what system, like what you're using. So like um Vigor, I think, is on Unreal Engine 4. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it. Sorry, little segue. They actually mentioned on the dev stream they're on 4.27.
Oh, okay.
So
4.27.
sorry,
Uh,
I thought it was like interesting that they actually specified which version. But anyways,
but, what's that out of? Do you know what? I guess it depends. Do we know what
that
the
that is the latest one on Unreal
for se-
4.
for
So,
4?
and it
Okay.
is supposed to support next gen consoles
Oh, okay.
as
That's
well.
good. Yeah. Yeah. I remember I'm not sure if we were talking about it or if they ever mentioned it,
Yeah,
that for them to move to like Unreal
5.
Engine 5, it'd be like a total almost rewrite, right? It was
Uh,
a massive.
well, they never said a whole rewrite, but they just said
Mm,
like there's a lot of custom code that is not upgradable. So I guess if you want
yeah.
to like interpret it that way, sure. But yeah,
I
I've
guess
asked
maybe
plenty of
yeah,
times in
yeah.
dev streams and whatnot. So
Yeah. No, no,
I
no.
for the future.
Yeah. They say no in-game chat. They mentioned. And
Yep.
I'm assuming that means proximity chat
Nope.
because
So that was for like team chat. So that specifically was for like team chat. So like if you're like in a party type thing, or if you're like in a
oh,
group with people, you're going to have to use Discord on PC, which is kind of
gotcha.
the standard these days. Or I
Yeah.
guess technically, if you Xbox is installed on all those on all
Yeah.
Windows PCs now, so you could technically do that. But they did also the question did come about too about proximity chat, and they said no to that.
Right.
They're like they're not but that yeah, that note was specifically for the teams, so to say.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. And when I saw that, I thought, oh, is that like proximity? But no, I see
I would
they don't
love
have it.
I
Yeah.
proximity chat.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I always think that the toxicity could be bad, but you never know.
It,
I guess.
it's like that no matter what, and it's like how
Yeah.
much hate messages you know get sent all the time too. So
True.
it's
Yeah,
like
that's true.
yeah,
Not moddable, so not going to have any kind of mod system. Um, Not that
no,
I ever thought there would be, but DayZ
not
technically is
yeah,
moddable, but it's a whole different thing. So
yeah,
even though some of this is maybe partially based on some of that, it's not going to be
yeah.
moddable.
Well, yeah, especially
Uh,
because it's PvP type thing. It's like
yeah,
you could technically call it competitive because there's killing of other actual players. So
yeah, and when the whole thing is typically if something's going to be moddable, it's usually you have your own a separate instance, right? Like DayZ, it's like, okay, what server can I get a special server, right?
make it make it moddable so then we could have private servers. Oh my god. The minute they say
Yeah,
moddable, they're like everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, we're getting private servers.
yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways,
Because that's what you typically think of. If something's going to be moddable, it's yeah, I'm modding
yeah,
this instance. It's not the whole game, right? So,
yeah.
um, apparently it can run on the Steam Deck. They're testing it. It's not officially releasing on, I think, right away on the Steam
Well,
Deck,
it's
but they have,
yeah, not officially supported.
yeah.
It was actually asked, and Moof was like, yeah, we actually have it installed and it's running, and but like, yeah, it's not officially supported. But it sounds like it might be doable. So
I
I
just
don't
don't know
have
how
Steam Deck.
good it's going to be. No, neither do I, and it's not
You
something I'm worried about. But I have a
Doc,
Switch, and
yeah,
I have played
I,
on a Switch, which,
I'm gonna say like I'm pretty sure the Steam Deck specs are probably better than the Switch specs. So
oh, that's not my
yeah,
point. My I'm
yeah,
not talking about the specs. I'm talking about the
no,
screen. Like
yeah,
playing on a little screen, trying
oh,
to like see somebody in the distance to,
yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying running performance wise, like it
oh,
should be doable, right? Where
yeah.
compared to the Switch, and I'm not gonna like I apologize to like Switch players, but like I'm not gonna lie, like it, I don't know if they would ever pull the plug on a platform, personally, but like honestly, like I find the graphics on the Xbox, like kind of lacking, and it seems to be like getting worse and worse every season. And I don't know if it's partially to do with the Switch being in our like player pool type thing, and they're kind of downgrading graphics, or something is causing
Right.
issues with the Xbox graphics. But anyway, sorry, tangent.
No, no, it's good. Um, because yeah, I'm personally I haven't really noticed. I've always noticed that the Xbox, but and maybe even the PlayStation, like to a point, um, when it comes to like when you're looking off to the distance, you sometimes get um
Rendering.
almost a tearing rendering, like where it's not
Yeah,
quite rendering it properly, and as it sort of fills in. So that's always sort of noticed that, and
it
Un
drives me
uh,
nuts.
yeah,
Like
uh,
I go on Field Canton, and like the meadows, it's like it almost looks like a wave at some points, where it's like I'm walking, and then it's like the flowers like render or whatever, or like Grandtime when I'm like approaching like one of the hay bale fields. It's like then all of a sudden you start like
yeah.
seeing boop 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 boop, and I'm like,
I don't think I've had that bad an issue,
oh
but
yeah,
for me, I definitely notice it in places like Divert Forest, or anywhere where there's it might it's probably because of the water, really, because anywhere there's water, and then there's like I don't know if you want to say a cliff face, but like a drop beside it, or land features beside it. That's really where I notice it the most, where the rendering isn't coming through very well, and so um it could be the water that's really affecting it a lot. Yeah, that's quite possible. And another thing they mentioned, no field of view slider, so you won't be changing the field of view.
yeah,
I know a lot of people were also asking, is there going to be first person? No, there's not going to be first person.
no,
It's like it's going to be now. So it's third person, and when you have the sights going, like when you have then it's kind of first person just for that, just for aiming, and
yeah.
you can run around that way, but it's not easy. Yeah,
Yeah, and like another question too was like, are you guys abandoning console, and like console's going to be left behind? And it's like, no, there's no plans on abandoning console. And again, like this is I believe that it was this question here where Period said like nothing's changing with the updates. The only thing that was affected was like season 19. It may not be a big of an update because of this, but other than that, like everything should be the same thing. um so yeah, console's not going to get left behind. um sure, there's bugs, but like honestly, if we waited till the game was bugless, like there'd be probably no PlayStation, there'd probably be no Switch.
yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
it's
So
like they needed to grow, so it was the
yep,
next logical step. And then uh honestly, like with the influx, if anything, this should benefit consoles, because they're hopefully going to get additional resources, maybe bodies or money or funding, whatever you want to call it, because now there is like PC is like the biggest platform out there. So hopefully they get additional resources. So we'll see.
yeah. Well, now that yeah, with this, it'd be really interesting to see, well, what if there's any streamers out there, like big time streamers that give it a shot, um, who maybe hadn't considered it before because they don't do console. So that could
Yeah,
be huge.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it's
And
going to affect the view tab. Yeah, for sure, and the Twitch
uh
for sure.
yeah, it's going to be huge, I think, because like you said, even if you get like a medium-sized streamer where it's like they bring in like a few hundred people, and it's like you get one of those or even a few of those streamers, it's like boom, and it benefits like the whole community type thing.
Yeah,
So it's like uh I the pros of like going to PC vastly outweigh the negatives. Like you could complain
yeah,
about the cheaters, and it's like there's cheaters on every game. um like what I think what the biggest thing we'll see regarding the cheaters, or see how bad it is not necessarily in the beginning when it's early access, when they have to pay for it, but once it goes like full release and it's free to play.
yeah,
um
yeah.
that'll be a true sign of like to see how bad the cheating will be once it's free to play, I think.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
for
but
sure.
but again, like why let that stop you? Like honestly, if that's the case, like again, there's Cronus on the consoles, so it's like why would you go to PlayStation at that point? Like why make a game?
Yeah,
Because
it's like it's always going to be something. So you can't let it stop you from going
yep,
forward. And plus, so also thinking about this, if you're a streamer, even if you're not going on Xbox, be ready for more people coming in asking questions about the game. Uh, just think of yourself as an ambassador. You've been playing this game for a while. There's gonna be new people coming. They're gonna be wondering, "Hey, what's this game about?" Because even if it's PC or console, the basic game is still the same. So it's like, how do
yep,
what do I concentrate on? What are some tips? You won't be they won't be using a console. They'll be using a mouse and keyboard, but or a controller, not console, but controller. They'll be using mouse. Maybe they will be using controller. Who knows?
yep,
But the basic gameplay is still the same. So you can give them good tips on what you think is important. If you're a looter, and you're working on and you want to grind your shelter, give them those kind of tips. If you're the kind of person who really likes not encounters but eliminations, um, you know, give them good tips on eliminations. Just be, realize that new
yep.
people are going to be coming in now asking questions more than before.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Another thing too that was mentioned, aim assist will not be a thing for mouse and keyboard,
yeah,
only on controller, for PC. So
which makes kind of makes sense because
yeah,
the controller you're using your thumbs to move the stick around, so I get
yep,
that's what the whole aim assist was for. When you're on you can in theory be more precise with the mouse and keyboard
yep,
if you're used to it, because I'm not a big PC player myself, so I'm not as
yep,
used to a mouse and keyboard. I suck. So it doesn't matter.
yep.
It is what it is.
And you know what? I'm excited. Another reason why I'm excited, I'm super curious how it's going to play out, with all these new players, with like starting, well, not just new players, but even veteran players starting off with their shelter at zero. Because like, is it going to like skew like killers to like actually start looting now? Where let's not kid ourselves. Like right now, it doesn't matter which platform you're on. Like everything is very like PvP kill centric. Like the amount of looters, like pure looters in this game, like have dwindled down, and it's like I'm wondering if it will rise on the PC side.
Right. I guess we'll see. Yeah, because you're definitely going to get that mix of people coming over from who are coming over from Tarkov because they're looking for something a little lighter on PC, right?
Yep.
So that's probably going to be a huge new market for people looking for a looter shooter that isn't that as intense.
Yep. Yeah, and
Yeah,
we just had the oh my god, the play test, the week-long play test of Gray Zone Warfare, which it kind of looks Tarkov-ish. I haven't been able to like really look at it, but I've seen some really good things on um Twitter about it. But like that's another competitor, right? But yeah, I think it's going to
yeah.
be a little more involved compared to Vigor type thing. So
Hmm.
who
Hmm.
knows?
Yeah, I think I did see people playing that, and I thought, oh, this kind of looks Tarkovish, but I didn't fully engage with it
Mhm.
because typically I'm working, so I see, oh yeah, that guy's playing that, kind of interesting, but I'm too busy doing other things to
Yeah.
really delve into it. So that'd be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Mm,
But yeah, I think that's closer to Tarkov than Vigor. So, but again, yeah, there's quite a few like looter shooter extractors coming out too. So, and there's already like some existing. So we'll see how Vigor does. I'm super curious. I know I've been kind of pimping out Vigor to like a number of like streamer people that I've connected with, like through Tarkov or through Hunt Showdown or even other games, and it's like they were always excited to for the potential of Vigor coming to PC, and now that it's here, they're super excited about it.
Yeah,
So
it'd be really interesting for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, is there anything else to say on this? I think we've covered it pretty well.
Uh oh, one tidbit that so it wasn't covered in the dev stream, but it was actually in the chat. So
Okay.
one of the OG campaign release partners, a Septic Falcon, who has a campaign partner bag in the game on Xbox. So they've been a PC gamer for like ages. And I think he popped back into Vigor, like he did a Vigor stream like maybe a year ago or less. Um, so he still kind of like plays it like once in a blue moon, but
Right.
he's excited. He's mentioned it plenty of times on social media that he's excited for the PC port. Um, and whoever was manning the Vigor the game chat um actually mentioned that the partner bags will be on PC. So it looks like they will
Really?
be available through Steam codes, but like who knows how you get a hold of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll let the partners know, the ones who maybe are current and have bags, um,
Yeah,
that this is, hey, here's a, like before it was an Xbox code that people could put in. So
yep,
yeah, like you said, they'll probably give them the Steam code to those particular partners. Or
yep.
now, did they ever
And
have a page that had that? I don't think they did. I don't remember.
no, it's
Yeah,
third party
it was a
that
third
had
party
like
page.
an
Okay.
index basically of yeah, there was like one on Reddit and then there's like another like third party site that just compiled everything.
Okay.
But yeah, so Septic Falcon was one of them, and then there was another one. Actually, I saw it yesterday or today on Twitter. Eskia or SK. I don't know. It's ESKEA. She's a
Okay.
Twitch partner. And she has a bag in the game too. And like the response from them was, "Hey, you know, if you want to jump back in or if you want to play, like we could give you a code for the bag." And it's like, so I'm kind of excited to see that kind of stuff
Yep.
moved in. But like again, like PlayStation and Switch still don't have those bags, and it's always
No.
been mentioned like they, those platforms don't want to give away free stuff, I guess, or especially Nintendo. But like, what if they just put it in the general store and put the price
For
as
free.
0 crowns? Like,
Yeah.
do it like what was it like? Christmas Day, it's like we get a free cosmetic thing. Do that, or New Year's
Yeah.
Day, like do that. Boom,
Yeah.
partner bags. Boop.
Yeah, especially when with the revamped store the way it is, because you can go through and see stuff you don't have that's still available through there. It would be
Yep.
really easy to have like a partner bag
Well,
section, or
you
whatever.
assume that it would be easy. We don't know the
That's
code
true.
base or anything
That's
like
true.
that.
I think it would be easy. It may not be
Idea
at all,
wise,
but
yeah. Let
yeah,
me sketch it up, and it's like that's easy. It's getting
that's
stuff done.
easy. Here, just give it to the guy who actually has to do it, and he can make it work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But well, I just think because you can see, like, when you go to like a specific bag type in the store, you can see versions of that bag that you don't have,
yeah,
right? And so
yeah,
these are just versions of a bag that exists in the game,
yeah,
without without that stuff on it. So you would think,
yeah.
okay, just add these versions, but I don't know. You're right. Maybe it's not as easy, but
Yeah, because it doesn't even show up in the general store when you look for them, but when you're in your inventory, it does show them. So maybe there's
yeah.
like a flag or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
There's got to be something. But anyways,
Oh no, I
yeah,
want my unicorn bag on PC and
I
on the
thought
other
I thought
consoles.
yeah, I thought that was cool. Anyways, that they kind of mentioned that. So
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool though. No, I didn't know that. So that's neat. Um,
I'm trying to think anything else, but either way, coming soon.
yep.
Yeah, I don't want to say the
Coming
date, but
soon
do
sometime in
do the
May.
math.
Do the math.
Yeah, mid
Um,
May.
mid-May sometime, mid to late May, sometime in there. They'll be. I'm sure they'll be a bit more precise as it's getting closer as well. So yeah, it's
Yep.
exciting. So look for us to start working on some of our videos to update some of our old videos. For the new players coming, so that they see more up to date information. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's a good place to stop then. Thanks for listening, watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave comments. If you're looking forward to the PC, let us know.
I have one more thing, one more comment. So I kind of mentioned like Colby McFarlane on Twitter, who's always like replied back PC when to
Yeah.
literally every Vigor tweet. So when they actually put out the tweet saying that like Vigor is coming to PC, here I am thinking, oh, like it's done, like rip his like PC when tweets. You know what he did? He's like PC ETA access when. So I was like, oh my god, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
Carries on. But anyways, I thought that
Nice.
was
All
hilarious.
right.
But yeah, sorry. I totally forgot about that until just now. But anyways, continue.
Sweet.
Bye.
No, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Everyone, stay safe in the Outlands and have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.
PC soon.
PC soon. PC real soon.
I've heard you say you lost your way, lost your way again. You don't see your reflection. Just look around and find at least something good. All you need will come to you. I'll never ask you still. Take whatever you want, so just get a hold. I know you'll find your way. No need to go the same. Grab your chance and flame up your dream. I know you'll find your way. You must be going anyway. Grab your chance and flame up your dream. Flame up your dream. It's time to leave the place where you are forced to fade away. You barely breathe, heart is breaking.